Oh man, oh that figure that microphone set up. What's up? I'm HypeHype. I play games, make games everywhere, and today we are just working on this game that I'm making, and I'm kind of just gonna jump into it because it's really early in the morning. And King 38 in the house. What's up, dude? And yeah, this game is kind of I guess yeah. Let me try to talk about what this game is modeled after mine as well. So there's a game that came out a couple years ago, super popular. It was called Rise Up. Game super simple. There's a balloon. I actually know a decent history about this game, but here's the game. You've probably seen it. You've probably played it. And yeah, there's this balloon, and you just gotta protect it. This one looks like it's sped up, so it goes slower. And yeah, I was just trying to make something like this, and I started out with just straight up basic objects, which I still kind of want to do because simple objects and casual gameplay are kind of like my thing, but I also like the concept of an egg. Okay, like I believe the egg is the biggest follower on Instagram, and just the concept of an egg is just kind of fun. So I decided to set it up. So in this game, let me get this thing of corn. We got King 38 working on an OB game on HypeHype that will have up to 100 stages. There you go. Nice. He's got some big ambitions to make on a OB game with 100 different stages. That's awesome, man. That is definitely a lot of work. I would like to say making games is work. It's just fun work because yeah, you might as well have fun, although it is really early in the morning. And I was just gonna sit down and spend a couple hours making this game like I did yesterday, but I was like, why don't I just go live? Although I do find that when I go live, I talk too much because I don't go out a lot, and that's okay. I went out yesterday, New York City. I'm in New York now, and it was a fancy place. It's like a meetup. It's a no-code meetup. People are talking about all the stuff they use for no code, and they were like talking about work and the work they do and all these. I'm just so I feel like I am a little out of touch when it comes to I don't know, just things that people do. I'm just like always so focused on games and things. But let me know if that white light, basically the outside, it's a sunny day. A pumpkin god, have you tried to use a computer game engine? Ah man, I used multiple computer game engines. I've used, it's called Solar. Like I think the first one that I started out with was Solar Lab, and then I did some Unity. I took a Unity course by a really great he's the head of a game studio called Simple Machine. I used another one. Yeah, so I have the biggest thing is I gotta be honest with you, man. It is just cool making games on your iPad or your phone. I think I'm gonna go to Canada and get the iPhone 14 because you can put a SIM card in those. I've done a bunch of research. I tried to get an iPhone 13 Pro Max, but it costs the same amount as a 4th. Anyways, I have. It's I'm telling you, man, you can't like take. Well, you can. I've taken computers on the beach. I remember one time I was in Goa, India, working on my game, at the beach. It was great, but I'm using like a pencil. It's just a different way of making things. You know, nowadays you got like digital nomads everywhere, and I guess technically I am a digital nomad, although I these names and labels, they always come and go. If you're old enough, you know about it. I remember, what is it? I think I'm a hipster too. That used to not be a word or a phrase. And there's another one. I can't remember. People like to come up with names for things, but you know, to help them understand the world better, which makes sense. But yeah, like, to me, if you're making games, use whatever you want. Just, you know, make games. You know, like, yeah, make games. Whatever you use, that's cool. So here, let's check it out. So I might try to change this little square. I was playing with like a mouse and a bird yesterday, and basically you just move all these things away around. I gotta figure out how to get the egg to not go past the white barriers. But and then if you hit something, it cracks. I don't know. I think there's supposed to be a sound, but maybe I was talking, so let me turn the audio up. The iPad. And yeah, so that's it. So right now we're just like, I'll be honest with you, this is kind of like the boring stuff of making a game, but it's super important. And yeah, doing this on a computer, like, even if you had code or whatever, is it just takes time. So we got a carrot sack. The carrot sack is finished. It's set up as a reusable object. You can click this and you can see it's reusable. And all that means is if I wanted to just grab it and pull it into the game anytime, if I want like a dozen of these, I can set that up later. I just have an object on the side that's ready to go. You can see over here, it's the images are not filled in because I guess my camera angle is pointing straight down. And, yeah. Okay, hold up. There's some audio things going on. Let's turn this down. Oh, no. Where's the audio coming from? Hold up. Can you publish your games from HypeHype to the Apple Store and Play Store? That is a great question, and I will answer that as soon as I figure out where this music is. Wait, maybe that's my Spotify. Do I got Spotify up on this? No, I don't. It's got random music playing somewhere. I must have a music tab open. There's this and this. Okay, so great question. No, you cannot currently export. The word would be export to App Store and Play Store. And so when it comes to that really good question, I'd be curious, have you exported games to the App Store and Play Store before? Because that itself is a process. I used to make games for the App Store and Play Store, and the way I made games, and I would say almost anyone, the way you make games for the App Store and Play Store is different than the way you make games in HypeHype. So you can almost look at HypeHype as a really good prototype system to see what works and what doesn't work. So making games for the App Store and Play Store, that is a process you have to go through checks and balances. There's like European, American, there's certain laws. You have to check a bunch of check boxes, make screenshots. For me, when I would publish on the App Store, Play Store, that process would like take about a month because you just want to make sure everything is set up properly. Apple super strict with. Oh man, my beard's just out of control. Super strict with their process. So it's just different, you know. It's like, yeah. And with HypeHype, if you want to publish a game, you just hit a button. And I mean, I guess maybe I should do a live stream where I just talk about the difference between the App Store and Play Store. Because like now when I make games, it's cool. I just make games. Like that for me is all I've ever really wanted, was to just make games. Like, and you've literally, when I've been in the process of making multiplayer games, it's this whole new fun experience where you have people come in and they just start playing the game before it's even finished. So if you know anything about making games for the App Store and the Play Store, it's a very saturated market where you need to meet certain metrics. Again, if you whatever you use to make games, to get people to play games, like the goal I think would be to make uh to just make games. Unfortunately, a lot of people, they kind of just they only want to make games to make money, which, you know, respect to trying to get that money. Like, oh, hold on, I gotta just, my VPN thing is popping up, and let me close that. Okay. But you know, I think if you're just, you know, trying to make money, I would, you know, one could also just try to make money making fun TikTok videos, or just something I don't know, something that would be easier. Making games is a process. Yep, yeah, Pumpkin God, check it out. Here, look. So I didn't even show the game. Okay, so here, so I showed Rise Up, and there's an egg. I created a force. It uses kind of like a visual scripting software. So this egg is on the move, and you're supposed to like move these objects. Oh crap! I lost my. This is gonna be bad because I don't have that. So I should probably set something up. So, and then the egg cracks. Let's see that again. The egg is moving. You want to get these things out of the way. Get this. And in this, unlike Rise Up, let's move that up here. You can move the egg. Again, I would love suggestions on what I should use instead of a cube. But notice how this cube is rotating like all over the place, which I think is a cool effect. Oh man, I lost that. I lost. The carrot. So right now this egg can go through that wall, but this object can't. That's something I need to fix. Yeah, I think use whatever to make games. Just make a game. You know, make a game, make another game, make another game, and then just keep trying to make each game a little bit better. If you watch what I'm gonna do now, you'll see it's kind of you know, it's a process. It's a process. Making games is not it's not, you just 1, 2, 3, the game is finished. It's and it, again, of course, it depends on the type of game you're making. Some people make like really cool adventure games with amazing stories. I am into hyper casual games, so basic, simple games you can play for like, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Is that light? Man, I don't know. That light's. I definitely look better with the light on. The push the light off. It all depends on you and what you want to make. Everyone is different, and when it comes to experience, it's really, you just gotta get in the process of putting out games. I feel a lot of people don't. There's a fear of putting your game out there, because like, what if, you know, in your head the idea of a game you have is like just literally the best idea. In fact, I get people messaging me all the time. They're like, how about you make my game? My game is like the greatest idea. And this is what I was telling somebody at the bar this last night. Ideas are great, but they're also dangerous because if you just have like a million ideas and you don't make any of them, then you gotta. I mean, you gotta make one, and then like so. This to me is a fun idea of a game, so I'm making it, but it gets dangerous because if I have another great idea and I never finish this game, that's no good. And I think that's a big thing because I would dare I say most games that get started to being made, they never get finished for whatever reason. They just don't get finished. So it's really good to just make a game, put it out there, and the cool thing with HypeHype is you can go back to the games that you've made. Hold on. So let's. Okay, so that potato is not in the potato sack. So let's go ahead, grab this potato, and we're gonna just put it in there like that. And so this one I'm gonna duplicate, and right now this potato is a dynamic object. This bag is a dynamic object. I'm basically doing what we did with the carrot, but with the potato, and then I can build out the mechanics to randomly spawn one of these 3 sacks. Basically, I'm just making obstacles. And yeah, so that's what today is. Make an obstacle. Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate that. It lets me know people are watching me make a game early in the morning. And again, this is what I did yesterday morning, but today I was like, yeah, let's just go live. And I do find it is easier to just like make a game without going live because, you know, like right now I'm talking. So I'm trying to find that perfect where'd that potato go? I'm also like not fully awake yet. So okay, so let's grab this potato, we put it in, I think it's in. And so let's duplicate it. Oh, maybe it's over here. Yeah, there it is. Again, using the Apple Pencil, like you can use your computer to make games in HypeHype for sure, but yeah, man, using your phone. I gotta go to Canada to get the iPhone 14 because I need that SIM card slot as I travel the world, and I just don't want to pay like super expensive prices for Wi-Fi. Love Wi-Fi. That's my biggest thing whenever I travel. Let's hide that. Okay, so we got this potato. It still needs to get into this reusable container, and all these potatoes are dynamic objects, which means they can fall around, bounce around. And I just remembered I need to make sure that they're all set to this red object, because if the egg touches the red object, then it will crack. And so let's go here. So this is red object. Potato. PT Jones in the house. Good evening to you. It's early in the morning for me. I got my anime coffee mug. Drinking yesterday's coffee, but I do like cold coffee. That is a fact. Okay, so here's something I like to do when I have multiple objects. Notice all these potatoes, they're all facing exactly the same way, which you know, in the real world, if you just grab a big sack of potatoes, they would not all randomly be facing in the same direction. So you can grab the potatoes, hit the rotate button. Now I take the Apple Pencil, take your fingers. I use my fingers to make games, but I also use a pencil. So you can go like this, and if you find the right area, you can move the potato in like a three-dimensional space. Love this stuff. Like, I think I had like a dream, and the whole thing was in like a weird three-dimensional. I was spending way too much time in HypeHype, or maybe still not enough time, because it was a cool dream. But it was like all in 3D, but like set up like a game. Dreams are always cool. I once had a dream that was all in anime. That was trippy. It was like it was like an epic saga. But I think I wrote about it somewhere on my phone. Okay, so you do this, and then you can just spin around the potato randomly in 3D. You just move, and then literally it's random. So like this is a great way to hand pick random. There's a way you could do this via code in the game or in the app, like, but to do that I would use like a random node plus a vector transform set to rotate, and then it would rotate it randomly. But again, we're in early stages of the game. I'm just trying to create obstacles, and we need more potatoes. Right. So we can select all these, tap and hold to select multiple. Yeah, it was like playing a game while making a game while sleeping. It was cool. It was weird. Dreams are fascinating. A peek into one's own subconscious. Okay, so I think this is plenty of potatoes. The word potato is just, let's grab this potato too. So let's do the same thing we just did. You find it. So when it comes to the rotate tool, you got the blue, and you can see love the visual effects. You know, HypeHype is in beta, and the cool thing with, you know, beta is you get to see the evolution of everything. Okay, so I'm trying to find that sweet spot, and I'm not able to find it right now. I think it's because of the angle, but that's okay. We're gonna put this one down here. So, but yeah, grab it, spin it all around. And again, the goal here is to just give it more of a natural look as opposed to a pre-constructed look. So we're gonna do this with the potato meat, and then next we're gonna do it with the corn, and then we should also, while doing all of this, kind of, oh man, that battery life is going down fast, or I might have to get some cables. Also, we want to think of other obstacles to create, kind of in the back of our head while we're creating this obstacle. So let's go ahead and put all these potatoes. Now all these potatoes do occupy three-dimensional space. So as you can see, some of them are kind of like on top of and inside of other potatoes. So once it spawns, these potatoes will kind of fall out of the sack. And that's okay. That just means we have to watch out for them. So we select this reusable. Let's go duplicate, create new instance, and notice the green outline. And now we're just going to put this into the play field. We want to make sure everything is working properly. Let's see where the X or the Y value is. Here it's at 1.5, and at 1.5, negative 1.5 sounds about right. So let's go ahead and we can move that up here. And yeah, and again, setting up the mechanic to spawn random sacks of, I guess these are all vegetables. Yeah. Uh, uh, Setting that up later. Today is let's make farm equipment obstacles, and yeah. So I have it set up that nothing moves, or the egg player doesn't move. I wonder if I should like make something signify. And we got these chickens, and then that one's not looking away. Eggs for sale. Who doesn't want to get sold? And I noticed that these potatoes are not okay. So there they are. Okay, and that and so one thing is that this, oh crap, I can't select it. Okay, there we go. So you do gotta put your hand on the cube to cause it to move. I was trying to figure out ways to, look at that. Okay, so there we go. The egg cracked when touching the carrot. It wasn't like perfect, but again, our focus today is to just make the obstacles, you know, break up the tasks. Come on. Break up the game making tasks into a bunch of different things. When I tend to have a, okay, PT Jones is talking about when he tends to have a wild dream. As soon as I wake up, I normally tend to write it down. Snippets of it. Who knows? It might turn out to be a sweet game someday. I think that's a great process. I unfortunately don't have the dedication to do such things. I think there's just like it's a treasure trove of ideas that you have, but you don't know you have until you have the dream and then you write it down. And yeah, I think that's underrated, and it's a really good practice for one to do. Okay, let's get this corn. Let's duplicate this one. We'll put this here. Now this one will be kinematic. You prop one to select the character, and under the visual tab, hit ignore touches option. Select, okay, so the character, with this one. And there's a visual tab, ignore touches. How does that work? Wait, which touch are we trying to ignore? Yeah, I think we want that for at least the cube. Is there a way to limit the Y movement? Yeah, that might be good. Oh yeah, this is, again, I was thinking I had a mouse. I was playing around with I spent like an hour playing around with different animals because I think a mouse would be kind of cool. It's like the egg is trying to get away from the mouse, or no, the mouse is trying to get the egg. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by the ignore touch. And for the character, there's like two characters, right? There's the cube character, and then there is the egg character. And the egg character, you can touch it as it's a dynamic object, but you can't touch it with your finger. I do like, I'm not sure if you've played Rise Up, but there is a circular object and you can move it all around the screen, but you don't have to touch the screen. That is oh yeah, ignore. I wonder, is it set up? It's set to no physics, but yeah, that's a really good point there, PT Jones. I should do that basically for everything. because that makes, oh, and then this doesn't have, okay, I see what you're saying. So they were competing, so everything is basically an open sensor to possibly be touched. And by setting everything to no object or ignore touches, it helps solidify that. So yeah, that should be done for basically everything. And especially if in the future I'm gonna have the egg go under a bridge or something like that, we're gonna want that on. So that's it. Thank you, PT Jones, for helping me with this now, because I will probably most definitely have issues with that in the future. So let's, I think this corn is in here. Oh wait, we need to make this a reusable. Show hide. Okay, so corn. It's like this is not even in there, so let's put that in there. Okay, and now I'm just gonna put some corn in here. And I don't like that yellow. I'll probably take a day and play with the colors more and the shading. Yeah. Kind of looking for a little bit more texture in the corn. There we go. There, it was adding that blackness into the visual material. Oh no, my coffee is halfway done. How is that possible? It's, I guess we're 30 minutes in, but this is my second cup. I'm trying to limit my coffee intake. Okay, so let's take this, let's duplicate this, put it in. And I want to check on the size. So this is 2, and I believe everything else is 1.5, and the carrots are 1.5, the carrots are 2. So let's go ahead and let's see how big this corn is comparatively. Here. Play, and that corn must be in. Now, where is it? Where you at, corn? Are you in? Oh, you should be visible. Physical, active, sensor, bouncy, visual. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to. I want to make sure the corn is the same size. Well, not the same. Like, it's not too big comparatively, but it's not showing up, so that's kind of weird. So let's take the corn and let's hit duplicate. So it should not be in anything. It's not a reference object. Oh, so these are set to reference objects. Let me just. I'm gonna delete these. There's corn. Okay, let's look at the corn. So this corn, I don't know. I think that corn is too small. So we're gonna need to make it bigger. I just realized if I want to, I can create a bigger sensor around the egg, because it looks like the egg sometimes has to almost knock into the object. So, but I can do that later. These are just like ideas that come while playtesting. And this corn is not big enough. So let's double. Oh, yeah, double X, Y, and Z. This might be too big. I mean, this actually kind of looks more realistic in terms of length of corn. How big were the potatoes? Let's go take a look at the potato. Now I'm like questioning the potatoes. Yeah, the potatoes are too small. I made all those potatoes and now I have to resize it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of chai latte, iced chai latte. My go-to is green tea. I think I got some like matcha in the kitchen over there, but it's from Trader Joe's, so it's basically just sugar latte, but cane sugar. Okay, so these are too small. Now I'm kind of concerned about the carrots, so let's go ahead and take a look at the carrot. That's just a reference object. I mean, there are big eggs out there. Oh, but hey, PT Jones, maybe like, so notice this can't go past this wall, but I'm trying to set it up so the egg also cannot go past this wall. So let's look at this wall. It's set to an unmovable object. Static, that's it. That's what we got going on. Static means it stays in place even though it visually looks like it's moving. That may or may not be the case, but let's take a look. No. And sis is a friend of chai latte. So, fun fact, in Italy, a coffee is an espresso. Well, technically, an espresso is a coffee. Yeah, that's the more correct way. Oh snap, Ryan PH in the house. Welcome. I'm just working on some game mechanics, Ryan. This is kind of like I don't know if you played Rise Up. It's a fun mobile game. Super simple. There's actually a really cool story about it. That game originally was made by this no-code software, but then there was a game before it too. It was the first video I ever played on my YouTube channel where I just play games. But it was I can't remember. It was called Forced Escape. And yeah, it was a great game, but it was a spaceship and you had to like stop all these objects from hitting it. But then somebody took that exact game instead of a spaceship, because apparently not a lot of people like space. I'm a huge sci-fi fan. They had a balloon. A balloon is more universal. People can relate more to a balloon than a spaceship. Anyways, took off. Tens of millions of downloads, and what were we doing? We're gonna make a potato bigger. See, I talk too much. I need to make some bigger potatoes. Like, the game doesn't have to be super realistic, but when you're making games, you'll be picky about the most, just things that are not that important, but they're important to you. Okay, I think that's good. That way we have some smaller potatoes and big potatoes, because they do have small potatoes that are smaller than eggs, but those are like red potatoes, and yeah, perhaps it's better if you leave it as an unmovable object. Also, make sure that the collision group is the same for all the veggies. Yeah, I have so anything, well, I'm trying to set it up so anything that can destroy the egg is on the collision group red, because that's the collision trigger, which seems to be a problem. I mean, it's not a problem, it's just a solution I haven't figured out yet. This is the way I see the world. Right now, I'm just trying to set it up so that the egg cannot roll past these walls, so that if you bounce the egg, it can bounce off of the walls. And it's interesting because this cube, which the player controls, will not go past the walls. I set that up again. It's like 8 o'clock, well, 9 o'clock in the morning. So it usually takes a couple hours for my mind to get going, which I think is normal. You can see we got a lot going on here. What is this? Oh, that's when the game over triggers. That's the start. Let's see what the visuals are set to. Dynamic, active, collides with. Oh yeah, maybe I think it's that it collides with. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so that corn looks good. And let's get this egg and let's move it. Boom. But we don't want it to. Maybe, and then, okay. Let's move it from red and let's change it to, I think I have that one set to super bouncy. So, figured it out. Thanks, Ryan. Making me wake up a little. The collision group. I was playing with, I've never played with this before. And I was playing with it. So, oh, yo, I bet the 8, like, does that, yeah, okay, so this could create a problem. Woo. Oh, but then if I want, I can go into here and I can remove the collision groups. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But it does look like you need to have a collision group. No, you don't. No, fly with nothing. Well, hold on, let's mess with that over here. A great way to play with new features I haven't messed with before. Okay, so that carrot is set. I'm not exactly clear on these collision groups, but the collide width, that kind of makes sense to me. Okay, so we can knock the. Oh no, no, that's bad. Okay, what we got? Okay, so this dude collide. This is collide with all, and this is collide with all. Okay, so let's deselect that, and then maybe like this. I find a lot of times I just like hit random buttons, and again I'm too early to. It's too early in the morning to try to. Okay, so that is not colliding. Oh. So we want this to be this collision group. I think this, right now this egg is not colliding with the vegetables. But we can change that by, I believe it was this one. That group. Is that the same group as this one? It is. So that means yeah, I wonder if we do this. Yeah. Change the collision group for the corn. Okay, yeah, that was it. That's what we needed. I can try to understand the logic later when I'm more awake. Wait, I'm gonna test it again because so we can move this, which is what we want. Make sure it still cracks the egg. Okay. That corn kind of looks too big. Yeah, we'll make the corn a little smaller. So the potato, yeah, you know, it does kind of bother me that it's too early for me to understand exactly why this is working the way that I want to. But, that's okay. I'll figure it out more when I'm awake later. Okay, so this collide and collision group. What was it? Okay, so it's to the left. That is a small potato. What was that? What was that setup? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And let's make the corn smaller. Whoa, 4. Yeah, that's definitely too big. Okay. 3. I think 3 is more. Okay. Let me get this thing in. Getting hot. Okay, cool. I think that's good. I was gonna have to mess with that anyways. Yeah, I like it. Look, so we can knock everything out, but this has to stay. And again, these will be invisible later. But oh, you know, I can use a marquee. I think would be a good indicator too. Go get a marquee. That is a horrible card. Oh, look at that. Oh, I thought there was a line marquee, no? I mean, I can make my own. Oh, you know what? We're in 3D. So I can just grab this, go like this, and then have it sit like this. Boom. I think this was a -4, -6. -6. So on the iPhone, and I do think I need to get a cheap Android phone because I'm going to Brazil and people it's weird, like whenever you travel people are always talking about how unsafe things are, and it's fair, like things can be 100% totally unsafe, but yeah man, I don't want to get robbed, but I'm gonna still need like Google Maps, right? Anyway, I'll figure it out. But the point was, yeah, I need to get a phone that looks like it's not valuable at all. Okay, so let's look at this. Yeah, okay, so we'll have that. As I was saying, on the phone, it's basically set up so like it bounces off the wall. Again, this is for my iPhone 10. So I like that effect, and I kind of just like make the games on my iPad, and then I just spend a lot of time playing the games on my phone, and I'll make small edits on my phone all the time on the go whenever I like come up with like a quick something I want to do. But yeah, okay, so we're gonna change these corn sizes. Duplicate these. Rotate it randomly, get that sweet spot, get in there. I'm gonna actually put this corn and we're gonna glue it to the sack. Do the same thing for this one. Yeah, so we are 50 minutes into the stream, and I can already tell you that like if I wasn't live streaming, I would have been able to do all of this in, I would say 30 minutes. So that's not too bad. Again, I think I just need more practice with, wait, did I put these into the, yeah, well, I think once you glue the object into an object that's in a reusable container, it eliminates the step that you need to put the corn object into the container and then glue it. Because I'm gonna have glued objects to the sack and then dynamic objects that can fall out and maybe interact with the egg. And there's an easy way to test it. Which I will do once I duplicate this one. Yeah. Move that like this. Like that. Glue it. Okay, cool. And double check. Okay, cool. That looks good. Corn sack edit. And this will be. Wait, what is that music? I got like 2 types of music going. That's weird. It's like almost like a kind of jingle bells. I don't think it's the game. Well, let's see. I got one audio. I got the mic, and then I got the iPad. Yeah. And I got 3 windows open, so it shouldn't be any of those. Where are those? I do have 3 screens right now. My buddy has a decent setup. Okay, yeah. All right, well, let's get this corn. Let's duplicate it. Put it in here. Again, this corn is a dynamic object, and it will be on top. Duplicate. And let's do maybe 1 or 2 more. Okay, so now we got that, and we're just gonna put these on top. And notice how they're all facing the same way. We will fix this in a moment, but let's just get everything set up more or less. Okay, grab it. Let me make sure that they're all inside the corn sack. Yep, all of them except for that one. I believe it's this one. Oh. Yeah, okay. Now let's just randomly rotate them like this. Try to make everything look cool. Give it a random feel. This corn is not even in the sack. Let's go ahead and move that up here. Yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna change this sack to, I believe the physics is set to heavy. I'm gonna go bounce heavy, and basically, you know, sometimes I get overwhelmed with all the things you can do when making a game, and my philosophy is to not think about it, because then I find myself just getting kind of like deer in headlights. But the fact that you can make all these adjustments is just mind-blowing. But you can have different physical material, and so I'm trying to make the objects bouncy, and there's a bouncy object. So we have heavy bouncy and light bouncy, and the biggest difference here is the density of the object. Density. Why does that sound weird? Density. Yeah, okay, that was better. Density. 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 Okay, anyways, sorry. Just doing a little wordplay. Okay, so let's grab this, duplicate, create new instance. We can see, here we go. And we can put it here. Let's grab these random. I mean, you know, we can keep these here. Uh-oh. Oh no, the lighting went off. Lighting, one of the important things whenever making a video. Got a charger. Go USB. When you're moving all the time, all your stuff is just all over the place, and you have no idea exactly where. Okay, so let's check this out. Move this over here, and what we want to test is to make sure setup, everything's working properly. Here's the collision group and collide width setup that I'm looking for. And we want to set that here. I actually forgot what it was. And I'm sure there's a good logical explanation of why this setup works exactly the way that I want to. Unfortunately, it's early in the morning, so if you're looking for an excellent free offline map app, I highly recommend Maps.me. You can choose which country map to download or a specific city to save up space. Yeah, I use the Google Maps. They have a what is it? Might as well do this right now. You can go here, and then you can just download. Let's do this. There you go. You want to do this when you have Wi-Fi. The cool thing with the Google Maps is Google Maps has you know, like the restaurants and stuff. Does Map.me have restaurants? I've heard of it. I believe my buddies were playing Among Us. Oh wait, no. I have all these tabs open. Here we go. Let's see the icon. Oh yeah. It's been a while since I've used it. Man, I gotta. Okay. There's that weird sound again. Is that? Hold on, let me turn this down. Oh, you know, it's the game. Is it the game? No, there's something going on somewhere. I had YouTube in the background. Okay. And we are at not charging %. That is not confusing. Let's test it out. Oh, look at the corn everywhere. That's cool. Is it going through? It's kind of going through the sack, so that's weird. See that? So that means that these have a specific collision group that is not copacetic to here. And I think maybe like this. Oh, and now we need to turn this up. Love moving around in 3D. I believe, yeah, that one's glued. That one, is that glued? This one is not glued, but it should be, because it's like. Remove that collision. And that makes me want to test the oops, yeah, that's connected. Connected. You can see that the bag lights up when I select a corn that is glued to. Okay, so all these changes have automatically been made over here. But now let's also test to make sure that the corn and the potatoes and the carrots all collide. Oh crap, I didn't see it. Okay, so it looks like some of them are still going through the bag. Yeah, like that's not good. I should not have messed with relation just yet. That's okay, we can mess with that later. And then we go here, cool. Okay, what else did I want? I wanted a obstacle of like animals walking across the path, and I thought it would be cool to add a goose with I guess a little goose, or maybe even a chicken. Well, let's just grab a couple of these. I want this one to walk. Goose walk. Slow down, goose. Alright, well, not that slow. Go kind of fast. Let's do 0.35. Maybe a chicken. Oh wait, if these are chicken eggs, I felt like if a chicken saw chicken eggs, they would stop the egg from trying to escape. Oh, I could call the game Egg Escape. Right now it's Adventure Egg. Sounds like another. For corn, you could use a small explosion force under them to make them come out. Oh, I like this though. Yeah, I think there's a lot I could do. I'm just gonna try to focus on making, making the obstacles, because I tend to get distracted by a lot of things. I mean, we do this, but then make it smaller. I do think that's a little too small. Let's look at that side-by-side comparison. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. 0.35. Now, I'm not sure if baby geese. What's that? That just made things worse. Oh, crap. I'm not sure if baby geese look a different color, so I'm gonna go Google baby geese while I look for a thingamajig. Yeah, okay, so it looks like baby geese. They're kinda, they're a little brown. And they kind of look adorable. First of all, baby goose. Yeah, they're like yellow brown, super cute looking. I mean, this one's like way too shiny. I mean, it's kind of more brown and yellow. Maybe brown would work. So I might need some more brown colors. Yeah, I like the chicken, but the problem with having the cute chicken. Well, we could have chickens follow the geese. Like, I don't know why I'm trying to be logical when you're literally just making stuff up in a game. The chicken, like I was gonna have a chicken walk across, but if a chicken is walking across and it sees a chicken egg running, I think it would do something. I think it would try to stop. But if it's just the geese, that's no problem. And I think like maybe the geese don't care about the chicken. So we can have this object. Oops, no, that's what we want. Visual, physical, kinematic. This object just to move from right to left. And yeah. And then again, I can set triggers for all this stuff. Now what I'm looking at here is I want to make sure that they're not all walking in sync. While that would be cool, it is kind of unrealistic to me. So yeah, okay, looks good. So let's go ahead and add a vector transform. And I can go in here. You know what? Let me add a random node and then a vector transform. I don't think if you want to have objects. So the reason I would set up a random node is, let's say I want it like -2 to +2, and then have the goose walk in a certain speed. And I set that speed into the vector transform. Actually, you know what? A switch node I think would be better, because then you can pick the speed randomly, like -1, -2, as in the X speed, as opposed to like -0.1, which would be super slow. So let me do that first, and then I can set that up later whenever I do set it up. Like to transform on start loop. Whenever you set a loop, you set that to 0. And then the biggest thing for me is I'm never sure what to set whether use X, Y, or Z, and then how much, because the biggest thing for me that I've noticed when using the vector transform, when you do rotate, you have to use like a bigger number, because you're looking at like a rotational degree of 365 degrees. So depending on how much you want something to rotate, you need to have a big number. Whereas in like certain objects moving, you tend to want a smaller number. So let's glue to, it really doesn't matter, body. Let's just glue each one to the one before. Oops. Oh, wait. Let's get the container. I've had issues when I glue multiple objects to different objects, and then I try to put one of those objects into a container. It won't let me, probably because it's like, yeah, there's a lot going on. Oh, look at that. Or it'll be like, hey, you're on a live stream, so you will not have problems today. Okay, cool. Let's call this goose walk. Cool. Okay. I don't know if I set up. Okay, so we want this to be red, and then there's like a physics. Let's this is kinematic object, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Let's duplicate, create new instance. Let's put this bad boy over here. So we can see it. Wait, that's not right. Oh no. I messed up. Okay, undo. Okay, woo. Love the undo button. It is probably my most used button. And notice, okay, I see what happened. Okay, we got the goose, edit. So I ended up grabbing the container instead of the instance. So what we want is the green outline. And that just means, again, so that we can spawn everything. And let's go ahead and zoom in, make sure they're not floating in the air. And it looks like they're on different Z axes. So let's go ahead, grab this dude. Looking at the feet. Once the feet touch the ground just a little bit. So it's set to -2. And this, I think, okay. So I want to change the Y coordinates of the little geese, but to do that, we need to go over here. And we just basically set it to 0. And, well, maybe 0, I don't know. This, I think, what is this set to? -6, okay. And these XYZ values are all based off of their container. That is something to keep in mind. Okay. That looks good. So I'm gonna, it's all about finding the right angle. Let's grab these little geese. Let's move it down. And again, that back one is further back. -6.5, that's good. Why is that one different? Oh, because it's attached to the other object. Okay, so in order to avoid this, you see how that looks like that, and then that looks like that over there. Let's go ahead and first of all grab the geese, move it back a little bit. Let's hide the potato sack. And we'll just make these all glued, to the main geese. Not that big of a deal. Yeah, look at that. We can already see. Okay, cool. And I should probably. Okay, look at that. They're going a little too fast. Slow it down by 10. Divided by 10, multiplied by 2. And again, I love putting like using the random node for different variables. It just gives it a, what's the word? It gives it a more dynamic feel when you play a game multiple times. Now I'm curious if they run into the corn. Okay, they don't, but physical. Oh, I Forgor in the house. What's up? I just saw you. Sorry, I get super focused, which is good. That's what we're doing today. Okay, so I'm gonna mess with the physical characteristics later. Dig in the goose walk. What else could we have on the farm? So I like these crops. I like this pink character. I guess I could set him up as a reusable character. When I did this, I was just trying to play with something cool, and I dig this setup, like how this is set up. But right now I have the hayfield. Where is it? There it is. Oh wow, is it like way over? Yeah, it's not way over. So I have the hayfield, and let's Yeah, let's just get a ping character set up with its own container. And we'll call this one armor. And let me mess with the. I'm gonna have to mess with the batteries going down on the iPad. Yes. Oh shit. Connect this. This should give much needed battery. So we're at 50% in like an hour. That is very impressive battery usage. This cable here. See if we can't let there be light. You ever want to look good? Just have more light. Something like that. A little bit too much light for me. Turn it down. Cool. Where we at? We're making the ping. Yeah, Goose fans totally approve. They got good taste. Okay, so let's grab this guy. Plus his hat. Oh, and let's not forget ignore touches. Okay, so that's good. Here, and the hoe. And yeah, I think that's good. I don't think I can put all this into the container at once. Yeah, see, I don't think so. But maybe one at a time. One. And I think it's because there's a lot of glued objects. So let's go here. So I had a T-pose in here. I should do a feature request, but the T-pose is basically when the character just stands in a T-pose. But the good thing about the T-pose is when you're using things like an object, yeah, just like this, you can see the T-pose. But here's why it's good. Like you can see how I've set up this object so that it just works properly. And I set it up with the T-pose, and then I set up the animation. I think the T-pose should always be there, but it's not. So let's go here, detach all children, and let's put this in there. Yeah, there we go. Here. Here. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna move this a little bit over here. And I do kind of want to, I do like to have the setup where the container is above the object. X is 0. And then we just move it down. And from here, Let's go ahead and glue this to the head. And let's go ahead and grab this and glue it to the right hand. And I believe that should be good. I don't know about this. Okay, let's go here and craft smithing pose. This is good just for the visual setup of how we want everything. Okay, looking good. And then sometimes it gets weird to try to touch the object. There we go. Now we can do craft smithing. And duplicate, create new instance. Yeah, look at that. Oops, nope, wrong. There we go. Green outline is what we want for the instance. Look. Yeah, I'm not sure what I should do with the ground. If I should do anything. Should there be grass? Should the ground be green? Let's see what it looks like if the ground was green. Where are we at? Where are we at? Here we go. Yeah, that seems less real. It doesn't. I mean, it's not bad, but I feel like we're on a farm. It's good to. It's always nice to mess around with things. Let's see if I change this to what, dynamic? Oh, and now it's having trouble getting past that wall. Yeah, I'll have to spend some time playing with the different settings for object groups and touch, because it's interesting how it works, because there's a lot of different variables. Okay, what else is on a farm? Okay, so let's go ahead and glue these letters to this. Oh, that's maybe not. I guess you can't tell from the angle that its sign is floating in the air. Okay, so I like the wheat field. I think that's cool. Let's take a look at the visual assets and let's just type in farm. Maybe we could add a well. Mailbox is cool. I do like the farm. How are barn doors open over there? Oh, interesting. That's cool. Okay, so let's go like this. We can move it over here. This is something we can just mess with later, but we'll just put it in. Well, the angle is at the top, so I don't even think we'll be able to see. So like that's look, this corn bounces off the wall, or it corn bounces off of this wall, but not that one. That's not confusing. So this is cool. This could be like, you know, extra challenging where you got to make sure you don't, you got to squeeze in between places. Yeah, I like it. I'll probably set it off to the side for now, but definitely fun. Like, just see what else we got. Art? What? Creates haystacks. Barrels of hay. This is a good one. Maybe just a rat moving around, pushing the egg. I like that idea. I was playing with that yesterday. I was playing for like an hour with the little mouse, which I'm not gonna mess with it now. Well, you know what? Oh my gosh, save it. I had some weird issues. I was playing with the mouse, and the biggest issue, which I think can be solved. I'm gonna do it right now because I just saved it. My only concern was that I did this yesterday and I had to like undo like an hour of work because I couldn't get everything. So I like the setup, and I did limit the Y movement of the objects, which I think is going to be helpful. But like, yeah, you see how it starts spinning like this? Maybe that's like if I limit the Z, or limit the Y turning. Yeah, the thing is, it's flipping upside down. I like this concept, and I think I might do that for sure down like later. Because yeah, it makes sense. It totally makes sense. But I'm gonna try to stick and focus with the today's goals and objective, which is obstacles. But I think that's a great concept. I was doing a bird, like a flying bird, because I'm thinking like, I don't know, like Snow White or some kind of Disney fairy tale where the birds help the egg not get sold or something. I like the rat or the mouse better. It seems to work well. But again, I spent an hour yesterday playing with different cool objects other than this cube, and I had to undo everything because I ended up making so many changes that when I tried to get it to work back to how it's working now, I wasn't able to, so I had to like lose all that work. But 100% think I will try to do the mouse and figure out the mechanics. I actually mean rat as an obstacle, but okay, detail. Yeah, oh, you mean like a moving rat, and then you have to hit the rat away from attacking. Okay, okay. Add a small Henry the Rat. Ooh, I don't know who Henry the Rat is. Ooh, maybe like a pizza box? No, okay. Haystacks. Let's see how big this hay should be compared to the egg. I feel like this is a good size. Let's do 3.5. I like to have round numbers, or even maybe 4. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. I was talking to somebody. Yeah, I was at like this meetup yesterday, and people talking about work. I don't even know, like software that helps email and organize CMS, a content management system. People just talking a lot of work lingo, and I was like, I know games. I could tell you a lot about the mobile gaming industry. I could, yeah, like that's my specialty. I could tell you stories of game studios, the history of gaming, but I used to know a lot about CMS. I have stock in Salesforce. I don't know if that counts, but yeah, I tend to find the more I focus on games, the more I know about games, specifically mobile games. But then it's like I lose sight of everything that's going on. I don't know famous people's names and things, and I no disrespect, that I don't even care really. So I wish him the best for sure. Okay, so let's get this. We're gonna make this a dynamic object. So we got the haystack. Yeah, let's go ahead and put that in a container. You know, I might need to start messing with the object collisions, because I want to do some stuff. And everything is not so oh, okay, so there we go. Okay. Some rocks as an obstacle with the ground detain that. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. I'm trying to think, if I have a haystack, how can we have, oh, you know, we just have a big haystack, and if you accidentally touch the haystack, it collapses. And to do this, we will need to mess with the collision setup, which I have been trying to avoid, because I just feel silly when I'm doing a live stream, and I don't like, I can't figure out a solution, but you know, maybe now's the time. So we got some more suggestions. Sorry if I missed any. Let's see if I missed. Oh, I did miss some. Okay, we got PT Jones. You could add a cat sleeping on the. Oh yeah, that's an awesome suggestion. I like that. Hold on, I gotta find a link, because I feel like, you know, get into the zone where you're just making stuff. Okay, let's go here. Is adorable. Sleeping cat, rat, maybe 2 rats pushing an egg. Okay, yeah. Some rocks. I like the rocks. I think I'm gonna definitely use the rocks. Add some mud or blocks that slow down the egg for a couple of seconds. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, because so the cool thing, that's a great suggestion, and I just want to talk about the setup a little bit, is I tried setting the camera up to the character, but the problem with that is the character is an egg, and that egg is spinning, which totally what I want and totally cool, but the camera following it makes it kind of weird. So I like this setup more now, because the camera just moves, and because you have the ability to, how do I say, push and move the egg around, I think it adds to that. So having the egg slow down, you know, which is cool, which should be technically, could be easy to do. It all depends on having a higher friction rate. Like this is one of the things I love about game development, is that there's just, you know, something starts off simple, but there's so many different layers to it. Like if you want to have an object go through another object, you can have one object with a higher friction rate causing the other object to move slower. And like there's just so much in-depth thought behind something that relatively seems simple. So I like that idea. I will remember that idea. Where was I currently? Okay, so let's just move some of the stuff around. Haystacks. How's that haystack? And we can have some of these here. And I believe these have two different collision setups. Enable kinematic detection. I don't know what that means. So hold on. Let's see. And this. And then this. Yeah, what? Like, you see that? It doesn't go through one, but it goes through the other. And that is because we have no idea. And I want the objects in the game to be able to go through the wall, but I do not want the egg or the, let's just call it magic cube, or come up with a better name, or the cube, to not go through the wall. So I want everything to go through the wall except for the egg and the cube. Of course, I can change my mind later to have other things, but what is different between this object right here and this object right here? Collision group, check, check, check. Oh wait, did I just hit a copy button? No, yes, no. Okay, so right there, there it is. You see that collide with? That's what it is. Yeah, okay. So does that mean that this is set to, what if I did this? Oh yeah, so that doesn't, okay, that means you can't collide with. Whoa, that was cool. You look at that. I like that. And I want that for the egg too. Okay. Let's mess around with this because we're gonna need it for the hay. What collision group is this set to? So this is set to all the collision groups. Let's look at the egg. And the egg is also set to all collision groups. Well, I'm sorry. I keep saying collision group, but I mean to be saying collision width. So I'm curious. Okay, this. So that's collision group there. So these both are in the same group. But it doesn't work, even though they're on the same collision group. I wonder if this setup is like, you have to have everything connected, or all the same dots lit up. Let's give it a go. Okay, so that does work. That works. That doesn't work. So it seems like this one specifically, the bottom right, has a collide with that. Now, let's see if I change that collision group. Okay, but then I think that also messes with this. No, it doesn't. Let's see if this egg can go through. We don't want it to, and it doesn't. Okay, so that is good. That's what we want. I don't entirely understand. But again, I can figure it out later. It's kind of, well, it's 10 o'clock, 10:10. Okay. That's pretty good. I've been messing with this for a little bit. Okay, so haystacks. Okay, so that means this setup for the collision all the way to the right means you can you collide with the other objects? No, so we do want it to be able to collide with other fruits and vegetables. Something like this. Oh wait, why is that not a reference object? Okay, whatever. It's the bouncy. So we want everything to be able to collide with everything else. But we gotta still make sure. Yep, okay, so that's awesome. And is this duck set to dynamic? I can't remember. It is, but we have the collision group, so let's try this. Okay. Oh. Yeah, look at that. That was cool. So we can limit the certain values of that goose, so that it doesn't limit turning on. I think we can just do this. So if it hits the corn, it won't move. Add a whole. Hold up. Yeah, oh, that's perfect. I'm gonna save it now, cause I've made saving mistakes. Okay, we got some good ideas coming up. Ryan PH, a small rock, a few grass level obstacles will. Yeah, I like the grass. I think I'm gonna do that. It can't do tile set, which is okay. Yeah, definitely add some grass. Perhaps you could also add mud blocks. Slows down. Yep, definitely for sure. You can make a fake level transition like an egg going in and out of a barn. Then you can add lots of barn obstacles like spade forks, ladders, haystacks, watering cans, shovels, etc. I like that idea of we'll have to mess with that because the camera could be an issue, but it could also yeah. I'm gonna test that with the haystacks at the same time because I like that concept. Just an idea, but how about adding another layer of the game where there is like a plank leading up to some hay or something like that? Oh, I like that. That's great. Like almost like a wooden 2x4, and you have to go up because if you don't, you go into the water or something. And because but that might be a little, well, as long as we don't get too much into the Y value, I think that it's a brilliant idea. And we can even have like, yeah, just like a little stream and have the egg go over the 2x4. I think that's a brilliant idea. I like that. Thank you for sharing that. A whole new obstacle will be. Oh, wait, hold up. How about layer game where there's like a plank? Yep, that's good. And a whole new obstacle will be added to the level, although it will make creating the game much more complex. Oh, kind of got the same idea as PT Jones. Yeah, I think both your ideas work, are usable, and they're kind of a little bit different. But the same. It's the same thing. Like that's the cool thing is like we have this egg going on an adventure. One, he goes through a barn, avoids, goes to the left, goes to the right, or going over a log. Which I think both of them are good ideas. And I might also change the camera angle so it's like a little bit down. Right now, I just have it over top because it just kind of makes sense, I feel, when creating the levels. But I do like the concept of having it a little bit angle. I just worry though, like what let's say we did like a 75-degree angle. I just worry. did 75-degree angle, and we moved it from Z of 2 to a Z of 5. I guess we'll have to go back further. Yeah, so here it's a little, I think, oh, that's funny. The thing I like about this angle, oh no, I lost, oh crap, oh, there he is. Oh no, stop, oh no. Okay, so maybe create some kind of container. Well, I can use these to help keep everything in, because if all the objects can go through these walls, but yeah, so this is going to be really useful down the line. I need to be a little bit careful because we're not there yet. And this thing is heavy. Just gotta get all these. And this one, the potato sack is not complete. Something's up with the potato sack. But we have been making changes with the collisions, so yeah. Let's try that. First, let's see if I can't fix the potato sack. Collision group like this. There we go. That's brown. And again, I'm gonna spend probably like a lot more time messing with these collisions. I don't understand. I think if I have a carrots collision, it will bounce off the walls. Okay, so go here. Like this spawn, like this. And let's see how this messes with the camera. And yeah. Get everything out of the way. Yeah, this is cool. And again, I can always create something that once, oh wow, this is cool. Once it touches the like the camera, I can create a sensor. No, this is perfect. That worked out really well actually. Yeah, loving the shadows. Okay, so yeah, we're definitely gonna do this. And let me see. Is that X0? Oh, no, this one. X0. And duplicate. That is 9. Make this like 9, but then we'll spin this. Right. Let's get some of these haystacks in here. Did I set this collision up properly? Dynamic. We want this to be light and bouncy. Bouncy light. Add red, and we should add red to the object. Red. What is this? This is no physics. I think it needs to have an unmovable object. That should be fine for now. I don't, let's just do that. Get some haystacks up in here. Create new instance. Go into the bomb. And think that's a dynamic object. Oop, whatever. Go here. Let's move this like this. Yeah, this is cool. Duplicate, 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 duplicate. Okay, let's test it. Knock all these guys out. Go down a little egg. We are officially out of coffee. Okay, so it just looks like this bond is a mess. Can't see anything for a second, so that's kind of like super dangerous. But we can control the egg, and then we just gotta knock this stuff out. Those two should not be able to collide with each other. That's okay, we can mess with that in a little bit. Oh no, I lost. Crap. Well, this should cause the egg to crack. Perfect. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Okay, so. Go ahead and set this on to the side. The fog is kind of just messing with my visuals. So let's go to the fog setting. Like this? Oh, that's the wrong way. We don't. Whoop, 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 whoop. The biggest thing for me when I mess with the fog setting is I forget to put everything back to whatever it was at before, which is not good. Okay, so that's the font. What's going on with these carrots and they're going through the collision? Like we basically want everything to be able to collide with everything else. Oh, I got the wrong group. Is that it? The haystacks? Let's check that out. Oh, make the barn door. Chat egg. Interactable. Oh, I like that concept. I did delete the barn door, but I like that. Okay, kind of got the same idea as PT Jones, only if the camera entered the window perfectly, it would be a smooth transition. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Hold up. Oh, wait, let's make sure. Okay, so that's going through those objects. Oh crap. So we need to play with that some more to see what's going on. Hold on, let me read that because I like that. Perhaps you could also add some mud. Yep. Fake level transition. Just an idea. How about adding it? Yep. Are these two different chats? No, it's right there. Okay, that's where I'm at. And the whole new obstacle will be added to the level, although kind of the same idea. Oh, okay. So I'm just yeah, so if the camera enters through the window, that would be a smooth transition. I agree. I think I'll definitely have to try to do that. And we can, like, the cool thing with that is we can make the bond as big as we want, and we can also alter the Y value of the bond. But before we do that, let's see what's up with these carrots. How come this carrot can interact Let's see if this carrot interacts with this haystack. If we want all the objects to be interactable, like see that, like you see how these are all interacting? Oh, oh, relax, relax. Get out of here. Oh, crap. So what is going on with, so these objects look good in terms of how they interact with each other. Collision group is set to all to the right, all to the right. Okay, so that's, I'm gonna have to put all the, oh, did I, okay, I didn't do anything. Like this. Okay, so now we're just gonna make it like a super messy duplicate, create new instance. I think we actually have a sack of potatoes up here, but we are coming to the end of the stream. Let's make sure all these objects are created, work properly. Yeah, where's the pin character? Yeah, let's get you. What is your collision setup? Visual, basic, no physics. You ain't got no collision. Okay. Well, oh yeah, I think it's set to this one. Physical. Let's do like this. New instance. This homie. Just here. Okay, and we might as well see if we can get that window alignment with the bond. Okay, so we can even go bigger if we need. This X is 0. Oh, relax. Oh, God. Undo. There we go. So this is at 0. Where's the camera? Where's the camera? I just saw the camera a second ago. Let's go to reset view. Zoom out, and the camera is set to Y of 25. And let's go ahead, grab this corn and set this to Y of 25. X of 0. And let's see, it should, look at that. That's good. I think because of that, we can make this a little bit smaller. Oh, is that, this is the scale? Oh, the scale. Okay, so yeah, let's set this to 3, 3, 3, and might have been too little. That's the corn. Okay, so we need the undo. Yeah, let's do 3.25. That might be better. Let's make it sure we're touching the ground. And is it good with the corn? Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Okay, and I'm gonna try to tip some of these over a little bit. This game over system. Let's just move it to the left. There we go. Okay. I got a pin character in the farm. That's not weird. That's okay. What do we got? Okay, only if the camera perfectly, it would be a smooth transition. Yep. Barn door. We'll get to that another time. By the way, fantastic game idea. Lots of remixing potential. Yeah, I actually think I will remake this in a way that it's basically like Rise Up, but with the mechanics. I did the farm thing because to me this is just more fun, and it just helps. Making games is always helpful when you're having fun doing it, and using basic objects, to me, I don't know, it wasn't engaging my mind enough. So let's give this a go. Things we're gonna look for: is that the objects are able to brush up with other objects, and they're able to go through the walls that the white walls. They'll be invisible once the game is finished, and but right now, any object other than the egg or the magic cube or the control cube should not go through the walls, but every other object should be able to. So I'm gonna hit play. What is this pin character doing? That's just a hat. It's a random. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we got like a weird hat there. I don't know what that's about. Figure that out later, maybe. We'll probably see the pink. Oh crap, that's kind of cool. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. Oh, and then we don't want to, you know, if you're in the barn, then you shouldn't be able to throw objects through the barn. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. There we go. The egg back. This is that transition. Looking good. Get all this stuff out of the way. Okay. Collisions is looking good. And yeah, the pink character's got his hat. So I think the biggest issue is why is that hat just kind of floating in the middle at the beginning? So we're gonna take a look at that. And if we can't figure it out, that's okay. But I think this is a good couple hours spent. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was concerned that this live stream I would not get as much done as I do when I don't. But and while that may be a case, but like let's say I would have gotten 20% done more, your ideas are super valuable and I think they're great. I'll definitely try the water one because I like the concept. Like here I'll definitely have objects that you have to move the eggs around, or you'll have to move the egg around an object as opposed to just knocking everything out of the way. I also really like the idea of having the egg go over a log or over a 2x4 to avoid like a stream. But what is up with the ping dude? That's just to the side. So if I delete this, does that delete the hat? Okay, so it does delete the hat. So, oh, maybe there's like a separate hat connected to this. Let's go here. Select all children. Like, I feel like there's another hat somewhere. So let's go ahead, duplicate, create new instance. And if we put this dude right here. Oh, there it is. There it is. But what? And what is that? Okay, whoa. The carrots and the hay are going through each other. That's what we don't want. Oh, wait. Wasn't it just... That was weird. I swore it was just... What about the potatoes? The potatoes going through the haystack? Yeah, the potatoes are going through the haystack. The carrots seem to be okay. And then there's just a random hat. Let's check out the potato physics. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go in and update each individual group. I thought all these things were connected, and I suspect for the ones that are glued, they're connected, but the ones that are not, I'll have to do this. And again, I don't really understand why this works, but again, it's just too early in the morning for me to try to like wrap my head around some kind of logic, which is cool because honestly, this is how I like to make games. It's more like trial and error. I feel like that's a really good way too, because when you get comfortable with trial and error, you're less what is it? You're less attached to trying to make everything perfect. I think when you try to make everything perfect, it just stops you from trying at all, which is can be tough. But I think, we're all trying to figure it out. Okay. Is the random generator obstacle or set obstacle? I remember doing random generated on my Hell Escape. It kind of works, but feels obviously generated since set obstacle make replayable proofs. Well, I don't think there's anything. Let's check. I could have set something up and not remember. I don't think there's anything set to here. Like, this has no physics. No physics. So the only thing that has physics is this. And this is set to static. Oh, maybe these need to be set to reference objects. But even then, it's there and then it disappears. It is weird. I'll play worst case scenario. I'll just recreate the ping armor dude. Oh, I mean, let's just delete the hat actually. Okay, so and then there's the hoe. Oh, you know what? Maybe stop moving, dude. Look, you see that T-pose is gone. That always bugs me, man. Like I'm trying to. Let's try the pose. Yeah, look, it's all attached. Just go ahead, ignore touches on there. Alright. Something to look at. This is great. I think I got a lot done and cool concepts. Yeah, gonna be working on this, and I'm still trying to finish that drag racing game, but what is it, Wednesday? I don't think I'll be able to get a chance to work on that until next week. I think I'm super close. I just need to finish it out. And there's like things I want to do with the game over that, or the game win or whatever, that I'm a little afraid to do because I don't know how to do it, but I'll figure it out like I always do. And yeah, I think that's a wrap for today. Thanks everyone for hanging out as I work on Adventure Egg. Excellent. Let me know any name suggestions you may have for this game. I do like Adventure Egg, or Egg Run, Eggs Go. Unused animations automatically delete when you open the saved buttons. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. I think the only thing... Oh, yeah. Maybe I should just have... like... Knowing that is the case, I think thanks for that info, Ryan. I will do this. I'll just have this. And then just have the dude. And we'll call it like, do not delete the post. Is it lunchtime? It is not lunchtime, but I'm doing this thing where I don't eat breakfast anymore. I'll have to figure that out. Okay. Here, let's save it. And we're good. Stop recording on the TikTok. Again, thanks for hanging out. I'm HypeHype. I'll see you next time.